You all started this company almost straight out of architecture school, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. So we studied together. We decided when there is a mass architecture competition, another one. We had seen a couple of international architecture concept competitions, and we said when there is another one about the moon or Mars or in orbit, we're going to participate. And we waited for a few months and nothing was coming up, and then all of a sudden there was one, and we said, okay, we're going to go all in on this. So it was a competition called Marstopia, made by 11 magazine. Unfortunately, the company doesn't exist anymore, but at the time it was the biggest Mars architecture concept competition in the world. And we participated in it. And at that time, I was living in Australia and Carl was living here in Denmark. We were both from Denmark. So I was working when he was sleeping and the other way around. And we were sitting on our laptops and just making these competitions, and then we ended up winning, and that was like, I think that was incredibly important because it gave us like some confidence, and we really needed that confidence. And then we used that competition winning to apply to the International Space University, which is like, I used to say it's like the Hogwarts of space. Like if you want to go somewhere and learn all about not magic but all about space, space law, space engineering, aerospace engineering, space architecture, all of these things related to space, then go to the International Space University. It's in Strasbourg, and every summer they have a very intense 9-week course where you sleep at the institute and you work together with 130 people from the industry. And we did that. And at that point, we didn't like, it was not the plan to directly start our own company, like SAGA Space Architects. That seemed like a big jump. But meeting these people from NASA and ESA, and they were constantly encouraging, like they said, like, you guys look at this thing different than we're used to seeing. And I think that encouragement kind of gave us another level of confidence. And then we were like, okay, let's just try it out. We, at that point, I was like 24 and Carl was like 22. Like we were also really like young, right? So I was like, we don't have kids, we have no obligations, we just finished school. Let's just do it. Like we don't need any, we don't like, we can survive for almost no money. And that's what happened. And then um, Carl moved into my apartment. He slept on my couch for 9 months, and we just lived out of, worked out of my living room, like 7 days a week for 9 months, and earned like almost absolutely no money. But and all the money we earned, we used to travel to places to design and build architecture. So we traveled to the desert to build DMAS, the laboratory, and yeah, it was a pretty wild time. And now, of course, it's 3.5 years later, and we are 11 people full time. So
Yeah, it's quite a
so
big team. That's a very impressive. Good for you.
I'm amazed by it myself. I'm like fucking, like this is what I always dreamt about, having my own architecture firm and doing projects that we are passionate and proud of. And I think we're doing it.
And yes, that's the big piece of advice to anyone coming out of architecture school. Don't wait. This, like you said, you're
Mm.
young, you're ambitious, you're really passionate about something, go for it. It's
Yes,
not
but
going to be easy, but
it is not going to be easy. But I would also add that we it I mean, it's also good with a little bit of experience. Like for some of the things we did, especially in the beginning, we made a lot of mistakes because, but I guess it's not a good or a bad thing, but we like having a couple of years in the industry. I think it can also be a good thing because you just know the processes, you just know it a little bit. Now we know it, of course, but it was a pretty it was a struggle in the beginning, right?
yeah, I think
So
there's a phrase here in the States. They say drinking from the fire hose. Means like you're
yes, exactly. Yes, yeah. I can completely see that in my head. You're just like, rah.
yeah.
Yeah, I completely see that.